This is a Geocoin. It's going to be another geocaching related project. Aussie Muster is very quickly approaching, and as part of my sponsorship deal, I'm donating one major piece for them to give away at the event, and I'm going to make a giant version of this. This is going to be primarily a decorative piece, and we're going to play with some resin for the first time. However, we can't start pouring that until I've turned these into a board and routed out the shape. Let's break out the jointer and get started. I find it mildly ironic that the first two projects I'm doing after box cutter injury have both involved the box cutter. Alright, that took quite a while, but I think I've got everything. I'm going to carefully peel off the last bit and just make sure I haven't missed any of my lines. Fantastic. Okie dokie, so we've got the Dremel on the new plunge base again. Going to be very handy for this because I've got a really small spiral cutter on there, which unlike my big router is going to allow me to trace out all of these lines, do all this really fine detail. So straight away, I'm finding it very difficult to see because of the sawdust and because of the light. The light I can fix, the sawdust is going to be challenging. Let's have a think about this. Right, just got my new roundover bit on there to do the back. And as usual, a nice little chamfer on the front. For the detail sanding, to get all these edges nice and smooth and around here, I've literally gone into my scrap bin, found a nice curved shaped piece with a sharp point on there and super glued on some 240 grit. Okay, this is the scary part of the project because I've never done this before. I haven't had time to do any testing, so I'm just going to read the instructions on the side of the packet and run with it. Just like a Geocoin, I'm going to fill all these voids with the resin. We'll get to that bit in a second because before I can do that, I have to estimate how much I need. And here's a quick tip that I saw on YouTube. Effectively, you get yourself some rice, tip it into the void, and now this is what the geocaching meeting logo is going to look like, and they're the colors that I need to reproduce. We're going with only 4. We're doing the yellow, the white, the wave in a lighter blue, and the infills of the letters in a darker blue. Right, back to my rice. Here we are. That looks like it's a nice flat even layer. It's not going to be perfect, but when I can get that now back into my measuring cup, I'll know exactly how much resin I need for that color recorded, and then we'll start doing them one by ones. Okay, so that was the trickiest bit. This is all the white area. These two bits are going to be blue, and obviously this is a guesstimation. It doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. I just need to know how much resin I need to make, and I'll make a tiny bit more to fill in. To figure out how much I have, that's why I've got the plastic down. Get all my rice out. And then I can scoop it back up into the cup. So reading the side of that, it looks like just under 80 mils. So we'll make 80 for the white colour. Looking at that then, I'm at approximately 250 mils of resin, which at roughly $60 a litre is going to come out at 15 bucks just for the resin part of this, if I don't screw it up. I've bumped up all of my milliliters a little bit to make them very easy ratios. This is the Perfect Cast resin, rigid from Carbotech. First time using it, as we said, and I'm only going about 3 mils deep, 3 to 4 mils deep. I've measured this cut at. Really wish I had time to have done a practice on this. So 2 parts resin to 1 part hardener. Got my colours, a couple of drops of each should be sufficient. Let's start with the white. That's going to be perhaps the most challenging one. And do these areas. Okay, I've been stirring that for 5 or 6 minutes now. I love these little silicone cups. They're designed especially for this, and they seem to have worked really well. It is quite cool today. It's winter here in Australia, so not the best temperature to be doing resin at. It will take a little bit longer, and I have stirred 4 more. Now we need to try and very carefully get this into the mold. Oh, that is so much fun. Look at that, that's awesome. I don't know why I've been so hesitant with this stuff. It is actually pretty easy to use, and while I will keep my mask on when I'm not talking, using this small amount, there's really low odor, and the viscosity of it makes life pretty easy. Right, I've been dying to do this. I've got a couple of little bubbles here. I've actually managed to stay pretty bubble free, but I've got my chef torch out, and we're just going to try the flaming trick, moving the paper out of the way and starting far away. Well, that was fairly uneventful, but it worked. I've added some mica powder to the wave. Well, I'm certainly no artist, but I just quickly stole some of the white resin and mixed it in to give that wave some depth and texture. Well, there we go. Now it looks a little bit messy now, but that's alright because it's going to get sanded off at the end of the day. The yellows come out beautiful. I quite like the wave. It's just this darker one that I'm not terribly fussed on. One interesting thing and a lesson for next time working with Meranti, it's quite porous, and I can see around the edges the the resin is actually traveling all the way along the veins. So I probably should have sealed this with something first. However, obviously that wood's going to darken right up to almost that reddy brown colour once I get the finish on top of this. That's the hard part of this done, really. Now I just got to let it sit here until next week, and hopefully it'll dry, harden, and be finished in time for the muster.
Now we play the waiting game. Right, well, it's been about 4 days out of the 7 recommended for this resin to fully cure, but tomorrow morning this has to go down to Wollongong for the Oz Geo Muster Mega. Time to have the moment of truth, as it were. Oh, it looks good. Look how clear that yellow is. And my blue wave has come out really, really nicely. And it's pretty rock hard. Fantastic. Well, at least people are going to get to see what I'm doing live, because this isn't going to be finished for the start of the show tomorrow morning. I'm going to be spending the weekend working on it and the path tag holders to get them ready to go.
Welcome to Oz Geo Muster 2019, and sadly we're still working on one of the prizes. The resin has come out a treat. I'm down here at the Cataract Scout Camp, and this evening, as I've just set up my stall inside and I've been chatting to people all day, we're going to hit the sanding and then the finishing, so that by Monday, in 2 days' time, this will be ready to give away. Cross your fingers, hope this works. Right, well, there's my first couple of passes. I've done a 60 over the top and then a 120. That has cleared away all of the resin that got into places where I didn't want it to go. Now I'm hoping, as I bring the grades of sandpaper up, that this cloudiness I've introduced from all the thousands of little scratch marks buggers off. Also, see, I had a bit of a low point here with the resin too. Probably could have done with a little bit more, but it has cleaned up quite nicely, and let's just keep on pushing it through and see what the finished product looks like. Right, I've cleared away as much of the dust as I can. I've used my tack cloth to get it all off at the end. I'm a little bit worried about some of these bits. I've gone through every piece of sandpaper that I have, effectively up to 400, but I even had one piece of 1200 which I ran over the top of it, and some of it's polishing up quite nicely, but some of it still looks scarred from the sanding. My first time using resin, as we've said, so I'm not really sure how to do this properly, but I've got my Danish oil now, and we're going to try and do the fun bit. Let's just try a little bit on there and see what happens. Well, that's coming up pretty well. Alright, let's get the rest of it on and see if it comes out just as pretty. Favourite Danish oil applying technique. Gym sock. Oh yeah, that's come up a treat. Hopefully those little scratches stay gone. Baking paper so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Look at that, beautiful. Alright, we'll finish this first coat. It's going to get 2 more before it's actually completely finished. And then she'll be ready to be a prize. Alright, we're in the market hall at the muster, and this is getting its final treatment. So I'm really, really happy with how it's come out. The resin looks lovely. The stain has come up and brought out the colour of the wood and the grain. It just looks fantastic. Wax will be making it smell good and make it look good, I hope, too. What do we got? Gillies beeswax. And this one you pretty much buff off straight away. Doesn't look terribly different, but it certainly feels different. And I think there is a bit more of a nice shine on there too, and as I said, it smells great. Right, well, there we go. That's finally finished and ready for the closing ceremony tonight. Really happy with how this came out for my first resin project. It looks beautiful. I've been getting a lot of compliments on it, which is just lovely, having people appreciate your work, especially the people who you've designed it for. Obviously don't know who's going to walk home with it, and I should be able to carve a tracking number on the back if they're local to turn this into a true Geocoin Proxy. But for now, from my stall here at the Aussie GeoMuster 2019, it's over and out. Sorry, see my shell. As we go and find some more of the lab caches before I have to go home. Have a great day. See ya.